Hey guys, welcome back. In the last episode I did mention that I was going to build a wooden coaster, so here we go. This coaster is based on Hurler, which is a wooden coaster that can be found at Kings Dominion and Carowinds theme park. They are both built by International Coasters, and that company actually only ever built those two rides. So after looking at references, I realized there wasn't really much to go on, so I have kind of broadened my research to other out and back roller coasters, and I've come up with this layout. Now, an out and back roller coaster is basically a roller coaster that goes out, turns around and comes back using a series of airtime hills, which is very different to the coasters that GCI build, which is Great Coasters International. They build really twisty roller coasters such as Apocalypse at Magic Mountain, Troy at Toverland, and those kind of roller coasters. Now, I noticed when looking at some photos that wooden coasters have steel beams that support the structure and the track when going over things such as paths or when the coaster passes over itself. So I'm just putting in some beams in grey to make them look like metal, and they are going to be just in the areas where it crosses over each other, just for those details. As you can see, I have actually put some footers in already, which I cut the footage out. Now, I do delete those to find a new way to do it. I noticed looking at some photos that wooden coasters sometimes have concrete slabs that are sunk into the ground, and so I wanted to achieve that. So I just take some wooden beams, I sink them in the ground, stack them up, make a blueprint, and then I just copy it over and over and over until every piece of wooden support on this coaster is got a footer on it. It was actually quite cool to find a new way of doing the footer. As you've seen in other videos, I used the vent piece from the pipes and vents set a lot for my footers. Now I thought it would be cool to just try and experiment and find different ways so that not every ride had the same footer type. So as you'll see in real life, that different coaster manufacturers use a different type of footer for their ride. It's just their way of doing it. Because of this whole footer thing I started going on about, I found another new way of doing footers, which I will do on another roller coaster. As you know, that some Cedar Fair parks have Intimidator coasters, such as Intimidator 305 and just the normal Intimidator. And I thought it'd be cool to have an Intimidator roller coaster in this park, which is basically a roller coaster themed to NASCAR driving. And on that ride, I experiment with new footers, and I do actually find a really cool way of doing them, which I shall share with you when I get to that part of this park. But right now, back to this wooden coaster. I'm just doing the station. Now, I always try and stay away from making square stations, but I thought this one would basically be okay at being square. I looked at some photos of the Hurler coaster, and that station is square as well. So I'm just going to go with it. I found a good picture reference of the brake run and the transfer track from this company, and that was from a POV on Hurler, and I paused it and I could see coming down the first drop, I could see the transfer track and the brake run. So I used that as much as I could to build the one here. Now, because my brake run on this roller coaster is on the diagonal, it made it a little bit difficult, but I kind of get around it somehow, and it actually looks okay. So this coaster took me about 5-6 hours altogether to make, as I do make some of my own wooden structure to support the higher parts of the ride, the footers, everything. And I have cut a lot of the footage out because it was really long, and so I've kind of shortened it down to 15 minutes of all just the important bits. If I'm building a structure, I kind of show you the beginning, cut the middle out, show you the end, because it is long and it's just very boring. I got bored when I was putting the video together, and I thought I need to cut some of this out. At the end of the video, I have included some screenshots of the finished area and like an overview of the layout of the coaster, so stay around to check that out. So I'm going to leave you now to watch the rest of the video. Enjoy it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for another episode of Cedar Fair's Adventure. Smash, bad, bad.